the Earth 16 times a day. That means you'd see a sunrise and a sunset every 90 minutes. It has all the amenities at home, 2 bathrooms, a gym, a 360-degree bay window, and I'm told, free Wi-Fi. And since the station is designed to house people, I need a volunteer to begin astronaut training. We'll just pretend everybody's in training.
Vai lá, é maneiro. Vai mandar você se agarrar ali, ó. Vai lá logo.
To all of you, welcome aboard the International Space Station. If we were in the actual space station, we'd be in a weightless environment called microgravity. And that means we'd be floating. In fact, everything floats. Think about it. No one could ask you to pick up around the house because nothing would ever hit the floor. Sounds good to me. On the other hand, unless you secure it, it won't stay where you put it. So if you did lose something on the station, a pad, a pen, a tool, you'd probably find that at the end of the day, it's stuck to the filter on the station's air revitalization system. Humans trying to live in space are like fish out of water. Space can be a hostile environment for human beings, but inside the ISS, life support systems keep our astronauts safe and healthy. On the first day or two in space, some astronauts come down with what's called space adaptation syndrome or space sickness. So we provide all our astronauts with their own personal ISS management system. Do you recognize that? That would be your own personal bark bag. Now you'd only need it for a day or so, but if you have to use your EMS, it's really important to get everything inside the bag. Otherwise it would just be floating around the module, and that wouldn't be good. Say you've just come in from a long day of spacewalking and you want to get some sleep. You can't just close your eyes and drift off. You'd be drifting off all right. You'd be floating about the module, bumping into walls, switches, or other astronauts. So each astronaut has a sleep restraint unit. You just step in, put one arm in each opening, then you pull up the zipper. This last restraint is designed to keep your head from bobbing up and down all through the night with the pulse in your neck. Mass and bone density. It's kind of like an accelerated aging process. To counteract this, astronauts exercise 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Expedition 34 crew that's on the station right now exercise on similar equipment, including a bicycle ergometer, a treadmill, and an advanced resistive exercise device like the one shown here in the video. Let me open this up and pull it out. We'll see if anyone recognizes it. Can anyone tell me what this is? I'll give you a little hint. It's the space toilet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for, the waste hygiene compartment or space toilet. And I'm going to describe how you'd use this in space. You'd slip one foot in each restraint, then you'd grab a hold of the seat with both hands. Then you place these brace units over the top of your upper legs, and that would keep you on target. And if you're not sure you're on target, you do have a rear view mirror, and you can check. Now you need to make a good seal, and after that you push a button in the back here that starts suction, and then you'd go. You can't use water in the space toilet, and we use suction to do the job that gravity provides here on Earth. The suction would draw the solid waste into the container, and later we dispose of the solid waste, but we save all the liquid waste. Now you put all your liquid waste in here, and because water is a valuable commodity in space, we recycle all of it. So it goes in here, and it comes out here. We drink it again, and again, and again. Sir, would you like a sip? No. Not only will recycling water in a closed-loop system help us go farther in space, but we're actually using this technology on Earth right now, not to recycle, but to purify water and save lives. Recycle urine water. And you have to hold on to everything or it'll float away. So all the food packages have Velcro on them. And you also have Velcro on your clothing. Let me tell you, this packet of macaroni and cheese goes straight to my hips. Now, we've taken a look at how the astronauts sleep on the station. We looked at exercise, going to the bathroom, personal hygiene, and food prep. But the ISS isn't just a place to live. It's a space laboratory for new kinds of research that's impossible to perform in gravity here on Earth. And I'm going to demonstrate how we do that scientific research. I'm going to scan my body. It just takes a few seconds. While we're waiting for the system to process my body scan, I need a little sip of refreshing recycled water. All this talking has made me thirsty. Well, it hits the spot, but it's really tangy. Here on Earth, gravity keeps this tasty beverage inside, but take gravity away, and wow, with gravity gone, surface tension becomes the dominant force. See how when two blobs of water come together, they merge into each other, forming a bigger blob of water? Physics appears to behave very differently in microgravity. When they hit an absorptive surface like that towel over there, a wicking action powerfully sucks them into the towel, sort of like a sponge. Let me put these up and then we'll check on my body scan. Looks like the body scan is up on the big board. So here's what happens when our astronauts go into microgravity. All the fluid in your body moves up from your arms and legs. This makes your face puffy and your legs thin. The scientific name for this is called chicken legs. Your bones start losing calcium and your spine grows 2 inches. Also in microgravity, your heart shrinks a little bit. But don't worry, when you get back to Earth, your heart gradually returns to normal. But with calcium loss and some other things, recovery is more difficult. That's why our astronauts are willing test subjects, helping us understand how reduced gravity will affect future long-distance space travelers. In other words, before we can go to Mars, we'll need to invent a way to prevent osteoporosis. Biological processes aren't the only things that are different in microgravity. Chemical reactions behave differently too. Take a look at this. Wait just a minute. Notice how a simple candle flame looks on Earth. See the shape of the flame? The flame forms a raindrop shape. Ever wonder why? The fire makes the air hot, so it rises. This causes other cooler air to rush in and take its place. This process is called convection. And that's why flames have that shape on Earth, rounded at the bottom and pointy at the top. But in microgravity, hot air can't rise. There is no convection, and there's no airflow. So what does it do? It burns us around the globe instead of this, and it burns more completely, much cleaner, and more efficiently. And having a laboratory in microgravity gives us the opportunity to find out why it does this and how to make it do this on Earth. That could be important for future engine design. Our microgravity research on the physics of combustion will lead to more efficient fuels and less pollution. As you have seen, microgravity is an excellent environment to conduct experiments we can't do here on Earth. Here's another example. Just try combining lead and tin. Since the lead is heavier than tin, it just sinks to the bottom while the tin rises to the top. They don't mix. They just separate like oil and water. But in microgravity, lead and tin can mix together to form a new alloy, and that can be used in all kinds of things, like electronic parts for your computer or cell phones. Very useful. The ISS is also a unique laboratory for medical research and development. Say you're a scientist on Earth trying to study a really nasty bug or disease. You'll need to grow lots of cells to experiment on. The only problem is because of gravity, living cells don't grow very large outside the human body before their own weight crushes them and they die. But in microgravity, cells thrive. They grow quicker, larger, and in 3 dimensions. That's a huge medical breakthrough. We can generate large quantities of cells that scientists can study back on Earth. And in the coming years, you can expect amazing advancements in disease control, genetics, biochemistry, and organ transplants, all because of our microgravity laboratory. And who knows what they'll discover next. So, as you've seen, the International Space Station is already helping to better our lives here on Earth right now. But what it offers for our future is even more exciting. The International Space Station is a stepping stone in our journey off the planet, beyond low Earth orbit, to asteroids, to Mars, and to the stars beyond. And who knows, some of those future explorers could be right here in our audience today.